Hey guys, how's it going? In a previous video, we have talked about how we can implement middleware in our Redux application, and here in this video, we are going to start to connect the Redux store into our React application. So now we can open up our index.js, and here, because in our store.js, here we export default our store, so in index.js we can just pretty much get our store from store like this. So now we get our store. But first thing first, before we trying to use the Redux inside React application, we need to install a package which called React Redux. So this is basically a binding of Redux for React. So here we can open up our terminal, and here we can say npm install React Redux. So it will take a while. Alright, so after the installation is finished, now we can import from React Redux, and here we want to import our provider. So here inside the React DOM.render, we want to wrap this application with provider. So here we can pretty much say provider, and we wrap our application inside this provider component, and here we pass our store. We pass our store, which is this store right here. Cool. So with this setup, we actually can start to use Redux in our React application. So if we go ahead, open up our React application, we can see we have no error. And here in our app.js, we can simply remove all of this because we want to start this from scratch. And here we don't need this, and yeah, that's pretty much it. We want to start from scratch, so each one, maybe we can say to do list app like this. So here we can see that we have our to-do list app. Cool. So here in our store.js, we have a whole bunch of this code, and here maybe we want to remove all of this because we don't need this anymore. And here we also don't need this reducer, and here we also don't need this subscribe, and we also don't need this too. And here we are trying to go back to our combine reducer, so here we also need to uncomment this out, and we also don't need this thunk again because this is just an example. So yeah, pretty much it. So we have our counter reducer, our to-dos reducer, and here we combine both of the reducers, and here we apply the logger middleware which we install using this Redux logger. Cool. So in our app.js, we can start to fetch a data from our store, and we can do that by import from React Redux, and here we can say use selector, and this use selector is a hook which we can use inside our functional component. So here we can say const data is equal to use selector, and here we get our state, and this state we want to return the data from our entire state. So here in our entire state we have the to-dos data and also the counters data. So here maybe we want to show the counter data. So here we can say state.counter, and yeah, that's pretty much it. And now we can start to wrap this up. So maybe here in our h1 tag we want to change it to counter and data like this. So here to mutate our data from our component, we can import use dispatch. So use dispatch is basically get the dispatch function. So we can say const dispatch, and here we get our use dispatch. Alright, cool. So now here we can create a new button, and this button has the on click, and yeah, this is pretty much it for increment, and we have also for decrement. So for the increment, we want to run dispatch and the type it should be increment like this. And the decrement one, we want to return the dispatch, and the type should be the decrement like this. So here we have two buttons, and the first button just increment our state, and the second button just decrement our state. So if we go to our browser, and here we can see that if I click decrement, our counter is decrementing, and if we click this one, it will start to incrementing. Cool. So that is basically how you can use Redux in your React application. So hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks for watching.